If you blindly follow the in-game notifications that Rockstar provides you during missions, you're setting yourself up for failure because there are plenty of mechanics in GTA Online that the game doesn't tell you about, and even some that Rockstar doesn't want you to know about. But since I really like you guys and I've got over a decade of experience playing GTA Online and testing out its various systems, today I'm going to share with you my top 50 tips that every player must know in this game, and no matter whether you're a beginner player or a veteran and longtime player, I guarantee that you will learn something useful by watching until the very end. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it with my first tip, which is using formation assist whenever you're riding together with your friends as part of a motorcycle club. If you enable this by sticking close to the formation leader, it will essentially rubber band whatever you're riding to match the leaders, meaning that even a stock Faggio can zoom along at 155 miles an hour alongside an HSW Hakuchou drag, which not only looks hilarious, but it gives you a massive advantage over solo players in the lobby. And if you're tired of pressing B or circle multiple times just to exit your phone's internet browser, you can hit Y on Xbox or the triangle on PlayStation and it will instantly send you back to the game screen. If you're on PC, click this X right here next to the webpage URL and it'll accomplish the same thing. And you may not know this, but GTA Online handbrakes work even when you're driving a boat. So if you want to take a really tight turn and you aren't sure if your boat can handle it, hit the handbrake and watch your turning radius get cut in half. This is especially useful for Cayo Perico with the long fin approach and whenever you're doing those god-awful dinghy cell missions for your MC businesses. Speaking of businesses, did you know that you don't actually have to be inside of your acid lab to resupply it? Instead, just call Mud up on your phone, spend $60,000 and he will do everything for you. It's like ordering pizza, but only easier. And if you're wondering how on earth Stash House business supplies work, it's completely random. However, you can control which businesses get resupplied if you fill up all the other ones manually and leave that particular business you want to resupply empty. So when you raid the Stash House, the game will automatically target the empty business for resupplies. If you have no intention of actually grinding your MC businesses, simply sell whatever you have and stop production. This way, only your active businesses like the bunker or acid lab will get resupplied by the Stash House raid. Now, I personally don't grind MC businesses unless they're on double money because the sell missions are just so tedious, and instead, this is what I do. I take my product directly to the street dealers who pay less than sell missions, but at least that way, I'm making some money off my businesses and still turning a profit. Next, if you're tired of your personal vehicle spawning 2 blocks away from you on some random street, here's how to trick the game into giving you a better spawn. Angle your camera just like this so your character is looking directly at the ground, and then hit that vehicle request button. Because the game's code is designed to sneakily spawn the vehicle in a place where your character isn't looking in the interest of immersion, it will now spawn your car or aircraft right behind you. And did you know that you can actually plant up to 5 sticky bombs at the same time and detonate them all at the same time? Well, now you do, but don't throw that 6th sticky bomb because it will despawn the last 5 and you'll just end up looking like an idiot. While we're on the topic of bombs, you can actually throw explosives while aiming down sights on your rifle, so have a throwable of your choice pre-selected and toss it directly at your enemy by pressing the explosive button while you're moving and shooting at the same time. No need to put away your primary weapon and fish around the weapon wheel, just aim with your gun and throw your sticky bombs or grenades wherever you want. Also, you probably never noticed this because the difference is so subtle, but if you're walking around instead of sprinting, first person actually gives you a small speed boost compared to third person. If you're inside a building for a mission, definitely go with first person, as not only is it faster, but it fixes most of the issues with GTA 5's clunky movement system and makes it so you don't get stuck on random walls and door frames every time you try to make a turn. And for all you controller players out there, go to settings and make sure your first person look around sensitivity and first person aiming sensitivity are both maxed out. You can thank me later. While you're in the settings too, you can also disable tap to sprint, which is an abomination in today's modern day of gaming. Instead, turn on hold to sprint and you'll instantly hit max running speed with a single button press like every other shooter designed in the last decade. The next time you fall off your bike and your character ragdolls while trying to climb up a hill, go into first person, equip a gun, and aim down the sights while walking up. You'll magically gain extra traction and you'll be able to climb really steep slopes that you normally can't while barehanded and in third person. For certain non-armored vehicles, you can actually make them completely bulletproof from the rear angle by installing louvers or performing a window dealie. You can do this with the Zentorno, Krieger, Monstrosity, Jester, and several other cars that aren't technically classified as armored vehicles but can still function like one if your enemy is shooting at you from the back. And if you want to be a Giga Sweatlord in PvP, here's how to rapid fire your RPGs and overwhelm your enemies with a flying wall of explosives in just 2 seconds. Simply shoot once, quickly swap to your sticky bombs, then swap back to your RPG and fire again to skip the reload animation entirely. This also works with the homing launcher, by the way, so you can essentially ripple off 20 rockets in about 5 seconds and then shoot 20 more by swapping weapons. For my next tip, I'm going to ask you to take steroids. In GTA Online though, not real life. BST, or Bull Shark Testosterone, is something that you can request from your CEO menu for just $1,000, and what it does is double your outgoing damage and half your incoming damage. So you deal 2x damage and only take half the damage from enemy players. Headshots will still one-tap you though, so keep that in mind, and also just remember the effect lasts for 60 seconds. What's crazy is you can combine your mansion speed buff and strength buff with BST, so do some yoga, do some bench presses, then get on the streets and request your BST drop to turn into a roided up invincible PvP monster. You move faster than normal people, you do more damage, and you take less damage. You're basically superhuman for a whole minute. And if you're tired of PvP sweatlords shooting at you out of the sky and evading all your homing missiles, do this instead. Switch your Oppressor Mark II to unguided missiles, lead your enemy manually with the crosshair, and shoot rockets at where they're gonna be. This way, you'll bypass the missile's shoddy guidance system and get more kills, both on vehicles as well as players. If you're on foot with a rifle or a machine gun, there's no better way to kill vehicles than with a magazine full of FMJ ammo, because this thing just turns unarmored cars into Swiss cheese within a few seconds and punches straight through the windows of an armored Kuruma. However, if you want a more immediate effect, get yourself a pump shotgun Mark II loaded with explosive ammo and watch those fireworks fly. And if you want a similar effect but at great distances, just go with a heavy sniper Mark II and turn yourself into a one-man anti-aircraft squad. Most aircraft will go down in 2 or 3 hits with this explosive ammo, and as far as players are concerned, if you touch them even once with explosive ammo, they'll instantly ragdoll to the ground. By the time they get back up, they're already dead because your second shot is already on its way. Another excellent ammo type for armor abusers in PvP is armor-piercing ammo, which completely ignores helmets and domes players in just one shot. It's especially effective once you pair it with a proper DMR like the marksman rifle, because you'll have the range advantage over machine gun and rifle users. If you're doing the Cayo Perico heist and you come across this infamous checkpoint in the Gather Intel mission, don't fumble around with the gates and try to evade the cameras. Instead, floor the throttle on your Manchez dirt bike, use this hill right here as a ramp, and fly over the checkpoint in just a few seconds. Also, for Cayo Perico, when you get to the airstrip, never waste your time scouting secondary loot. It'll always be there in the primary hangar, and even if you don't get a full bag there, you can simply cross the airstrip to grab the remaining loot from this shed right here. GTA 5 is infamous for its omniscient cops who essentially have map hacks, but you can fool their dumb AI simply by equipping some sunglasses or even a mask. Equipping sunglasses or a mask will drop you back down to 2 stars, where the cops are very easy to evade. Better yet though, climb into any service vehicle of your choice and you'll completely reset your wanted level entirely. Just make sure to climb into the back of your service vehicle instead of the driver's cabin, otherwise this trick won't work, because the back of your service vehicle functions similarly to a property or apartment, and it erases your wanted level immediately. If you don't have the necessary bunker research for a thermal scope, worry not. Simply visit this shop on Vespucci Beach and buy yourself a quad lens helmet, any color. Then enable it from your interaction menu, put the visor down, and enjoy your low budget thermal vision that works with any gun in the entire game. And if you're tired of searching for cars in your mechanic menu, just give each garage a personalized name so it's easy for you to organize your vehicles. While doing certain heists, you can set your spawn point so that after every mission you always return to your base, where you can immediately start the next mission in the heist. For Cayo, set the Casaka as your spawn point and jump into a new invite-only lobby. For Dr. Dre, set the agency as your spawn point, and so forth. And if you don't have the mansion with its security upgrade, stop walking around all the time as an MC president or CEO, because that's how you get your business rated. Instead, disband your MC club or retire from your CEO org right before exiting your businesses, and you'll become totally raid proof. Then, when you need to resupply or sell, reactivate your MC or CEO status within the business itself. However, none of this is necessary if you own a mansion with that security upgrade, because once combined with your business's own security staff, it adds a second layer of protection against raids and completely eliminates the possibility of a raid at all. So you can walk around as a CEO or MC president the entire time and nothing bad will happen to your businesses. Having a mansion also means that you can fast travel directly into your CEO special cargo warehouse, pay your technician $7,500 to source crates for you, warp back to the mansion by lobby hopping, and repeat this process for all 5 warehouses that you own. This way, you'll resupply all of your warehouses in under 2 minutes. And if you're running low on heavy weapon ammo during a mission, don't bother looking for an ammunition store. Instead, open your interaction menu and buy the ammunition online. Delivery is immediate thanks to the power of GTA Warp Magic, and you'll never run out of ammo in the middle of a firefight ever again. This works for all weapon types, by the way, not just heavy weapons. Then, if you're running low on health, never use snacks or armor from your interaction menu anymore. Instead, quick use the armor and snacks straight from your weapon wheel. On PC, it's tab plus the C key for snacks and tab V for armor. On Xbox and PlayStation, you hold down L1 or LB and press up on your D-pad for armor and press down on your analog stick for snacks. The shooting range in your bunker has a hidden feature where if you complete tier 2 challenges, you can increase your throwable capacity by 5. Having your Oppressor Mark II in the Terabyte allows you to quickly return your current personal vehicle and summon an Oppressor without having to wait for the cooldown. Disabling first-person combat combat roll stops your screen from flipping inside out like this. Instead, every time you use a combat roll, you'll temporarily switch to third person instead, and this means you can avoid damage without losing track of where your enemies are. You should never run your businesses without equipment and staff upgrades. Not only do these increase your production speed, but in many cases they can reduce the amount of supplies needed per unit of stock while simultaneously increasing stock value overall. So if you're running your businesses without any of these upgrades, you're literally throwing your cash into a giant black hole and operating with low profit margins. If you're on a controller and you're having trouble aiming at enemies, simply go into the settings and change the aim assist from partial to full. This allows you to aimbot every enemy in the game simply by flicking your stick, and you can land headshots more easily with this as well because you essentially have that magnetic aim. Then if you want more info on your screen, go into your camera settings and crank your first person field of view all the way up. And what this does is pulls back the camera and gives you more screen space to work with. You should also switch to first person while aiming if you want to reduce your weapon's bullet spread and recoil, as you'll get tighter patterns on full auto fire at every single range. If you're doing the Cayo Perico heist, make sure to bring your personal phantom wedge for the long fin prep instead of using the one that Pavel locates for you. This will cut off about 2 to 3 minutes from your overall prep time for that mission. And here's another tip for Cayo. You only need to do 3 prep missions. The explosives prep is initially mandatory, but if you've already scouted the drainage tunnel entry, you can just do the cutting torch prep and explosives will no longer be required, saving you tons of time on your Cayo runs. Then in the Dr. Dre Marina mission, if you have an Oppressor Mark II, you can skip the boat GPS hack entirely and just fly directly towards the ocean area, either next to LSIA or by the beach, where you can then land on the yacht with your Oppressor. And if you disable the air defenses, you can also fly away on your Oppressor after completing the mission. In Cluckenbell's 5th mission, Disorganized Crime, you don't have to hack a single van. Instead, what you need to do is visit these 3 garage locations manually, and you'll automatically be teleported inside if you've got the right one. And in No Way Out, you can literally walk through the camera as long as you've got your gun holstered and there are no guards nearby. Just make sure to hide outside the camera's field of view for a second or two after picking up the documents bag, and then you can run right through its cone of vision. A lot of folks don't even know this, but the agency has a built-in fast travel system with 10 total locations via the SUV service, and I use it all the time whenever I'm doing the Dr. Dre grind, particularly for the marina as well as the country club missions. And the agency also comes with a Mark II weapons armory where you can buy super heavy body armor even as a low rank player. Plus, from here you can buy rebreathers, night vision, and earpieces, which you can't do in other business armories. If you're doing a public sell mission, go into your CEO menu and activate Ghost Org to go off the radar for 3 whole minutes, which is often enough for a high-end car sale for your vehicle cargo warehouse, or even a solo bunker delivery with the one Phantom Wedge or Insurgent. And if you don't want to risk it with multiple vehicles, here's how to get one sale vehicle every single time, guaranteed for your MC businesses or bunker. Just resupply once, let it process, and sell immediately. That way, you'll never get more than 1 vehicle in your sell missions. And lastly, for tip number 50, I'm going to tell you to get the only free business in the game, which is the Acid Lab. Not only is this vehicle given to you for free by completing the First Dose questline, but you don't need to own a single other property beforehand, and you get all the money for the Acid Lab equipment installation from the missions themselves. Then you can even run your Acid Lab for $0 by using the daily stash house to resupply it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all the tips I have for today's video. As a quick bonus as well to end off, I will remind you that you can use your personal Iron Mule to airlift bunker, nightclub, and hangar sale vehicles whenever you get a single drop-off location. This is way faster than driving there, and if you do it in a public lobby for that high demand bonus as well, you'll easily make it to your destination in under 3 minutes with Ghost Org enabled, because the Iron Mule is surprisingly fast for a cargo helicopter at over 140 miles an hour. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like on this video if you found it informative. Consider subscribing to the channel if you are new and you want to see more GTA 5 online content just like this. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as check out my YouTube shorts, Instagram Reels, as well as TikToks for daily short form content that's unique to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next GTA 5 video. Adios, amigos.